Tucker, just react to what happened this weekend in Charlotte on the train with the woman who was stabbed by...
I think it's got to be a turning point. I mean, I think that the number one thing you don't want...
How can there be just a coordinated suppression? How does that happen?
Well, that's, this is how people wind up with really dark theories about what's happening, because why would you suppress that? If a young woman, by the way, Ukrainian, I wish costplusdrugs.com was here so I could ask him, but like if you really care... Mark Cuban, sorry. Costplusdrugs.com. I wish I could ask, if you care about the Ukrainian people, one was just stabbed to death on a train for being white. Why doesn't anybody say it? Where's Bill Kristol on this? Like, we love the Ukrainians. One just got stabbed in the neck on public transportation and no one cares? Like, what? I don't have an answer to your question. I will say that the one thing you have to worry about in a multi-ethnic society is ethnic conflict, because it's enduring. It doesn't go away. It's generational, and we're moving toward that. She was stabbed because she was white, and everyone knows that, actually. And knowing that and not being able to say anything about it because you fear you're going to be called names doesn't make the problem go away. It makes you move to Bozeman, and it makes the problem worse. Right. And that's what you're seeing. Everyone I know who can afford it is moving to Bozeman or Jackson or Sun Valley or whatever, but they all have one thing in common. Okay, let's just stop lying. And I don't like that, okay, because that suggests a future of ethnic conflict, which is like, ask anybody from a country that ask a Belgian. Belgium has ethnic conflict. Yeah. So this is inherent to the human condition, and you want to be very thoughtful in trying to avoid it, and things like that exacerbate it like to a crazy animal level. That
Tucker, let me just ask, do you, three parts to this, but short. Do you believe that there is rising anti-Semitism in the West? And why do people say that you are contributing to it? Why has that become...
Well, I think there's rising anti-Semitism on the left and right. There's definitely rising anti-Semitism, for sure, and I hate it. You don't have to believe me.
You hate it, on the record, right?
Well, of course I hate it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of social media, a lot of this coordinated effort from large industry groups saying Tucker Carlson is an anti-Semite. Why is that the case? Yeah.
Attacking my children over it. Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah. Right.
And I actually called an Israeli official who I know a bunch of them, including the prime minister, and said, why are you doing this to me? If you think I'm your enemy, man, you're really out to lunch, and they're totally out to lunch. And I've never seen anybody mismanage anything the way the government of Israel is mismanaging the response to what's happening in Gaza and the West Bank. And the way to, and it's not my country, but I'm just noticing that this is really bad for everybody. Two things. One, you have to be willing. If I stand up and say, I'm an American, my family's been here for 300 years, 400 years, and I love this country, but my government's done a lot of horrible things, no one's like, you hate America. If you're like, I love Israel, or I like Israel, I'm a visitor to Israel, frequent visitor to Israel, but this is not good. Shut up! That's not helpful at all. Like, you turn your allies into enemies by acting that way, A. B, conflating a nation state with an ethnic group is not a long-term strategy. It's not wise, because you are tied to the temporal politics, the politics of the moment. Like, Bibi's political, I don't hate Bibi, but his political fortunes, individual political fortunes, play a role in his calculation in everything that he does. True with all politicians. You want to tie an entire group to that? I don't think that's very smart. You can say, I really like Israel, I love Israel, I have family in Israel, whatever you think about Israel, but I don't think this is a good idea, or I'm offended by it, or whatever. If you eliminate the distinction between a political organization, which is a synonym for government, and an ethnic group, boy, you're going to hurt that ethnic group, and that's exactly what's happened. It's so bad, and it freaks me out. And I will say once again that my views on Israel apply to the United States, they apply to Senegal, they apply to Malaysia, they apply to people.
But not to the Jewish people.
Come on, dude.
Right.
No.
Right.
And I don't even fight back against it, because I'm like, that's so low. Right. I'm not playing your fucking game, okay? My view is really simple. I don't think that it is allowable. It is the most immoral thing to punish the innocent. The United States government has punished the innocent a lot. They did it during COVID. I yelled about it every night on Fox News. All governments do this because all leaders get carried away with hubris, and they treat people like numbers or enemies or non-human beings, and they kill them. I'm opposed to that. You should be. We're all opposed to that, by the way. I'm opposed when it happens in Gaza. I'm opposed when it happens in Texas. I'm just opposed. And all of a sudden, we've reached this place where people are so overwrought and defensive I came out and said something about, I don't know, I'm glad we beat Imperial Japan. I'm kind of sad that we incinerated all those people with the atom bomb. Ben Shapiro did a whole segment about how I was like a quisling or something. You hate America. No, I love America. That's why I don't ever want anybody to kill people who didn't do anything wrong. That is the basis of justice. We punish the guilty. We can argue about to what degree they should be punished. Should it be Norway where they get high-speed internet and massages? Or should it be, Malawi where they rot in a cave? But
why are we not allowed?
We don't punish the innocent, and that includes children, all children.
Tucker, why are we not allowed to say we are absolutely saddened at the tragedy that happened on October 7th, and we're absolutely appalled at watching people starve and innocents being killed in Gaza and not being able to get them aid? Why can't you say both things and not be criticized?
You should be, and I've decided that I'm old enough, and I know, God, now I sound like such a fraud. I know my heart, but you can feel the hate coming off people or whatever. I would hear Obama talk, and I always really liked Obama before he became a senator, but I would hear him talk and be like, wow, that's animated by hate. And it would be in this is your captain speaking voice, but it didn't matter. I was like my dogs, I could feel what was in him. And I feel very confident in my views. I like people, and I just feel that way. And I'm not gonna play the game where I have to be like, oh, actually my wife is part Jewish or whatever,
Final
which I could play. I'm not gonna do that. I think we should stand on principle. Don't punish the innocent. I don't care who you are. No one has a special dispensation that allows him or his country to punish the innocent. And if you do, I'm going to call you on it.
Okay. And let me just back up. In lieu of a final question, I just want to back up Tucker on this, that the basis of conservatism is not believing that any government is sacred.
Thank you, David Sachs.
Yeah. Every government should be subject to criticism because we know that they will always abuse their authority. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. All governments must be subject to criticism, and governments shouldn't seek to make themselves immune by essentially calling people names. And I've known Tucker for 30 years. He doesn't have an anti-Semitic bone in his body, and it really pisses me off the way that he gets attacked for criticizing the conduct of a government.
I'm not even that critical, by the way. That's the hilarious thing. I'm not even that critical. I have been around,
David,
and
as we
I
wrap
know
here,
that people do shitty things, and I'm not
I think for what it's worth, you're an American treasure, and I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Sachs, as we wrap here, tell us about the meet cute moment when you met Tucker and you fell in love with Tucker.
The meet cute.
You love Tucker.
Ah, yeah, meet cute.
Give us
Tell
the
us.
meet cute. You come around a cubicle. What happens? You see Tucker. He's got the bow tie.
You guys lock eyes. How did it?
Yeah. What happens?
It was at lunch in Union Station in Washington, D.C. I'll never forget.
Tell us, Sachs, your earliest memory of Tucker.
Just camaraderie born of some common views. So
Yeah.
And can I say one thing about David? David was saying, I don't even get into it, but he was saying things that now would be considered, well, of course, but at the time were pretty brave. I thought he had written a book, and we had a mutual childhood friend, and I was super impressed because he was saying things that the people around him would be like, you don't need to say that. Why are you doing that? And he was just totally principled, completely principled. And you just don't meet that many people like that.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.